The final portion of the small intestine, the ileum, empties into the large intestine at the ileocecal sphincter. Here there is a blind pouch of the large intestine known as the cecum, which can hold microbial populations, which may recolonize the colon in the event that the large intestine is flushed through diarrhea. And from the cecum, there is a small stretch of lymphatic tissue known as the veriform appendix. The large intestine then proceeds as an ascending colon, a transverse colon, a descending colon, a sigmoid colon, and the rectum. And along its length, there are pouches known as haustra, which can gradually fill. The majority of digestion is completed by the time material reaches the large intestine, and it primarily houses the majority of the bacteria in the human microbiome. There are several pounds of bacteria associated with the large intestine of diverse bacterial groups. And among other things, these then attempt to digest the otherwise indigestible carbohydrates and other materials in the diets, producing vitamins and short-chain fatty acids which can be absorbed into the human bloodstream. Because there is little digestion occurring here, the large intestine lacks the circular folds, villi, and brush border microvilli contained in the small intestine. But there are abundant crypts or depressions which contain goblet cells. These goblet cells secrete mucin, here depicted in blue, the goblet cells with the packages of glycoproteins of mucin that they are secreting, which not only protects the lining of the large intestine, say from microbes or the gases that they produce, but also helps to lubricate the material as it passes through, given that the large intestine is reabsorbing the majority of the water which reaches it. Of the liter of water which reaches the large intestine, only about a tenth of a liter will be excreted. Here it is evident that the crypts contain enormous numbers of goblet cells producing mucin, some of which can be secreted from the cells. Other mucin molecules can be attached to the cell membrane as transmembrane mucins. In this first reaction, glucose reacts with oxygen in cellular respiration to produce carbon dioxide and water, neither of which have odor. Oxygen is not always present in environments, however. There are anaerobic environments, which would include, say, the mud of a swamp, and then also the lumen of the large intestine. In oxygen-rich environments, chemical reactions can produce carbon dioxide, or sulfur can react with oxygen to produce sulfate, or nitrogen with oxygen to produce nitrate. But in anaerobic environments, hydrogen sulfide is produced instead, or ammonia. And the gases methane, ammonia, and hydrogen sulfide, they are odoriferous, and therefore the mud of swamps often has an odor, as does the contents of large intestines. It should be noted that all of the bacteria which produce methane belong to a division of bacteria known as the archaea, or the archaebacteria, which is quite distinct from the more common eubacteria.